Holiday Orphan Campaign. So, what is it? The Holiday Orphan Campaign is basically something that has been in my head for many years, and it's something I've wanted to launch, and for reasons that I can't control, especially over the past few years dealing with injuries and things like that, my life has been really extra challenging, and I haven't been able to do what I would like to with this. But why this matters to me so much is because I'm like the poster child for the holiday orphan. I have had so many horrible holidays, and every year that passes, I keep wishing and hoping that somebody will pick up the mantle and address this cause, because it is so widespread, and it's really very universal. I mean, all over the world, people suffer at the holidays because they're alone, they're not belonging anywhere, they have no traditions, and with everything that's going on with the holidays, if you don't belong anywhere, it accelerates all those feelings of loneliness, and it's a very depressing time. So for the past few months, as I've been watching the world basically going mad, it's just been absolutely heartbreaking to me to see, between the hurricanes, the natural disasters, the shootings, and now the Me Too movement, which is exposing the abuse that's been going on with so many people for so long. I'm just thinking that this year is going to be really extraordinarily tough for a lot of people for different reasons, whether you're displaced from losing your home or from these hurricanes, natural disasters, or if you're physically displaced or emotionally displaced. Because if you confront your abusers, and oftentimes those are your family members, that would obviously alienate you at the holidays. So there are a lot of people this year that are going to be grieving a lot of different kinds of losses, whether it's the loss of a loved one or the loss of relationships, or many different reasons over and above the normal ones, where there are so many already that I've talked about before. Actually, a year ago, today is November 7th, 2017, and about a year ago, on Thanksgiving night 2016, out of sheer frustration, I got home from a friend's house, and I just made this little video and put it up there on Facebook and YouTube, and I just wanted to let people know that they were not alone, because I don't see that message circulated, and I know that it's November 7th, and I'm already very aware that the holidays are here. It's like Halloween's over, and boom, here comes Christmas. Christmas music, it's like Christmas everywhere. And we also have to get through Thanksgiving. But all that aside, last year when I made that Holiday Orphan video, that was very impromptu and unplanned, and I shot that up there. Less than a month later, I ended up on Christmas Day in bed in horrible pain with a heating pad, and that was my Christmas. And I'm not saying that so you'll feel sorry for me or because I'm trying to complain, but my point is, if you're out there and you're struggling with the holidays, you are not alone. And the thing is, I've always had these ideas in my head about solutions to help make things better for people. And I actually started making some notes about what this system in my mind is. I have so many ideas that when I started jotting them down with a pencil and literally chicken scratch, really, really sloppy writing. I bought poster board, and I have markers, and I was gonna make these nice displays and make it legible and readable, but when I started going through it, I realized there's so much once I start downloading it that I'm just going to show you my chicken scratch notes, and otherwise, that's one thing about me. It's like, When you need to get something done, you just go on and do it. You don't wait till it's perfect. You don't make it all edited and pretty. Sometimes you just got to roll with it and do it. It's already November 7th, and by the time I get this up, it's just got to get out there. So here we go. So what is, and again, sorry for the chicken scratch. The last thing in the world I had in mind when I made these pencil writings is that I was going to show them to anybody. So anyway. So, what is the Holiday Orphan Campaign? It is a call to action and awareness. The goal is to cause us all to open our eyes to see those who suffer in silence all around us, often behind a smile, perfect-looking life, and to take action, reach out, and do something. So, that is what the Holiday Orphan Campaign is about. So, the next thing I wanted to address is that this is a safe place, and it will remain a safe place. And I have good reasons, who I'll tell you in a moment, but this is basically the house rules, for lack of another term. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. The house rules are be kind, be encouraging, be compassionate, keep all comments positive, and no politics, so there's no trigger issues, no trigger topics on this. This is not the place for everybody to vent their political frustrations. I'm so sick of everybody fighting and the division. This is not about that. If you want to be divisive and agitating, then please just do us all a favor and don't comment. So no trigger topics. This is a safe place. This is a positive place. So no politics, no religion, no bullying, no gender issues, no issues that could trigger people to become nasty or say negative things or lead into conflict. So that's really important. No drama. So basically, in a nutshell, be kind or be quiet. So if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. That's basically what this is. This is a place to find encouragement. The next thing I wanted to hit is what the Holiday Orphan Campaign is not. I have to explain this. For those of you who do not know me and don't know anything about my story, I have been bullied, abused, stalked, multiple different crazy things throughout my life, and I come from a very abusive background, and I've been working with abuse victims for many, many years, and it is my passion. It is the reason I'm alive. That's what I live for, is to help people, because I am determined with everything in me to take all my experiences and to use them to help people. That is me in a nutshell. So that being said, due to my stalkers and just various people that cause shenanigans and mischief, I have had limited social media. This is a very brave step for me to release this Holiday Orphan Campaign, and I'm going to count on all of us to protect each other. So how are we going to regulate bullying and negative comments or mean comments? We're going to all take care of it ourselves. I'm going to just call on everyone to monitor. If you see something that's not nice, when I say no bullying, I mean no bullying of me, of you, or anybody else, or any group of people. It's just, this is not the place for that. So this is not a place for my stalkers, my former abusers, or people from my past I'm currently not in contact with for good reason. This is not a way for people to try and re-enter my life, because that's not what it's for. So that's just not what it's about. So the other thing here is, for Holiday Orphan, there are so many hashtags that I have come up with here, and when I started listing them, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, it's really overwhelming. So that's another reason I was just like, I'm just gonna let this go. So I'm just gonna hold this up, and I know it's in pencil and it's not the best handwriting, but basically there are so many hashtags where here, if you are the Holiday Orphan, there's so many reasons why you are. There are some hashtags here, and I hope that if you are interested in this, you can look at these, and I hope they're legible to you. If you are looking for somewhere to spend your holidays, then you are the holiday orphan. If you are a person that has someone in your life that needs somewhere to go, and you have tradition, and you have a family, or you have somewhere that you belong, or you have the ability to create a pleasant holiday experience, then what it means for you is that you start paying attention. If you don't know who that is immediately, just start looking around, paying attention, and you'll recognize them when you see them. It could be that kid at school, the coworker, the mailman, the elderly person next door, a bully victim, an unpopular student, a new neighbor, somebody that just moved, your waitress, the bus driver, someone that seems to have it all together. Often they're really, really either at risk or just really alone. So that's something I really want you to look at. If you're really interested in this, you can read my chicken scratch later. For those of you who are the adopters, so if you are the person looking for the holiday orphan, then to find them, then you could post hashtag holiday orphan adopter, and say you're in Nashville, holiday orphan adopter Nashville, or if you're in Los Angeles, holiday orphan Los Angeles, holiday orphan Smyrna, Tennessee, Smyrna, Georgia, whatever. So, and then you could have hashtag seeking holiday orphans welcome, adopt an orphan. Then once you locate, if you do find a holiday orphan match, whether it's somebody you already know or somebody that you find through your social circle or through your community groups or wherever you find them, then once you do it, to show that people that this can possibly work, you can post a picture with your holiday orphan, and you could call them hashtag my holiday orphan, holiday orphan adopted, hashtag holiday orphan no more. I've actually used that one before already, because when I went somewhere before, I posted holiday orphan no more, because that was really meaningful to me to get invited somewhere. My holiday orphan hero, if I get it rescued, I'll have no problem using that. I know it may sound cheesy or goofy to you, but believe me, if you save somebody's holidays and you rescue their holidays, you are a hero, more than you know. Adopt an orphan, my +1. So my +1 is basically if you are looking for that person that you can adopt and you locate them, then you could hashtag my +1. So hypothetically, if I were invited somewhere and I went to somebody's Christmas, for instance, or Thanksgiving or something, then they could post my +1 hashtag, and then I could put hashtag holiday orphan no more. It's endless what we can do here. And then the next thing is holiday orphan company. This gets a bit complicated, and I apologize if this doesn't make sense. If you want to skip this, you're more than welcome. But I really think this could profoundly change our society, and it could really, really create a ripple effect that affects people moving forward, not just this year, but ongoing. So hashtag holiday orphan company is basically, this is the Cliff's Notes, and I have a lot more detail in my head, but this is just some chicken scratch I wrote down about it. It's basically if you have a company and you put a sign-up sheet up at your company and at your business, and you find out who has nowhere to go. And once people are brave enough to start putting their name down, and then other people put their names down, you may very well be surprised who ends up on your list, because there are a lot of people that really don't have anywhere to go. And the thing about it is, once you get your sign-up list accomplished, and I'll show you this again, then you organize an event. Now, really, really important, this event does not need to be on the holiday. In fact, it shouldn't be on the holiday, probably. I don't know. But you can make all these ideas your own. It's just to kickstart and be a catalyst to get everyone to think and be creative and create your own version of the Holiday Orphan Campaign. I'm not constructing it. I'm just throwing ideas out there, and then everybody just take it and run with it. Adapt it to whatever works for you. So then organize an event. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the day, but this creates something for them to look forward to and a place to belong. This will do more to improve your company culture than you could ever imagine, create employee loyalty, and in some cases, save a life. That is not an exaggeration, by the way. I had some made-up examples, and these are completely fictitious. They don't mean anything, but I just made them off the top of my head. So, for instance, if your company was CD Windows, then you could do hashtag CD Windows Cares. If you had a college or university, Pepperdine, you could do hashtag Pepperdine Cares. If it were a restaurant, you could do hashtag McDonald's Cares, or hashtag Walmart Cares, or Disney Cares. It just goes on and on and on. Whatever your company is, when you do your event, you can hashtag and you can show people that you are a caring employer and that you really care about your people and you're doing something. That's very important. The next one is, I know this is getting long, I apologize, I'm almost over. The Holiday Orphan Restaurant. This is another idea just to kick around and put out there. Holiday Orphan Restaurant is just like the sign-up sheet for the Holiday Orphan company or business or organization, where you have the sign-up sheet, but then in addition, as a restaurant, you could actually open a reservation for holiday orphans. And whether that be a table for 4 or a table in a private conference room or whatever that may be, then as soon as that reservation fills up, whether it's a table for 4 or a table for 10, whatever that is, when people call in and book as one of those holiday orphans, then your reservation is full. And as a restaurant, you could also sponsor food for another holiday orphan event within your community. And you could also tag that event, say if it were a company, if it were hashtag CD Windows, and Olive Garden hypothetically provided the food for that holiday orphan event, then you could hashtag both CDW Cares and hashtag Olive Garden Cares, and you could go a step further and identify the city or the location of that particular restaurant. So it could be hashtag Olive Garden West Hills Cares, or wherever the location may be. So this is not only good for everybody, it's actually good for your own company's PR. It's good for everyone, and it's bringing people together regardless of their race, gender, religion, anything. It has nothing to do with that. We just want to unite people with a common goal of being kind. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to go over here is moving forward beyond the holidays. This is just a random idea I had, and I'll talk about this, I'm sure, later in a different video, but the Holiday Orphan birthday. So after the holidays are over, I just had this idea. I've had this idea for a very long time, actually, but a random number, the 15th of every month. So say on January 15th, February 15th, March 15th, every 15th of the month or whatever month your restaurant or company designates, if you wanted to do the same idea as with earlier, we have a reservation set aside for a table for 4 or a conference room or a table for 10 or whatever it is, the first 4 or 10 or however many people that fill up that table that share that birthday, they could come, have somewhere to be, even though it's not necessarily their birthday. If their birthday sometime in January, on January 15th, they would have somewhere to go. And whether you choose to give them some kind of discount or a birthday dessert and sing happy birthday or whatever you choose to do, that would be really great. And I think it would, for some people, maybe be the first time ever that they got to make a wish and blow out a candle. And I know that may seem really not important, but if you've never done that before, and if you struggle with holidays, birthdays, etc., it is a big deal. And once again, it's great for your own company's PR because you can hashtag whatever your company is cares. So just a real quick recap. Be kind, be aware, reach out, open your eyes, and take action. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. And last thing, real quick, I want to address this, and I'm doing this last because it's like, if you have watched the rest of the video, then you know. I have had many stalking problems in my life, and in fact, I'm going to throw this up first. This is a few phone numbers for if you know someone that is struggling with bullying or depression or holiday blues or whatever. Here are a few numbers for National Domestic Violence Hotline, Cyberbully Hotline, Suicide Prevention, and Veterans Crisis Lines. These are a few numbers, and I encourage you to share these numbers, and if you need to call them, then please call them. And last of all, I was thinking this is a rabbit trail, but it's really not. In regards to the Me Too movement, speaking out is very brave. For me to make this Holiday Orphan campaign is actually very brave. I had an article actually in the Epoch Times a few months ago, and while they were interviewing me, they came across some of my own cyberbullying shenanigans, and they actually said it quite well, so I'll just read it. She says, sharing her story with others is a courageous and productive way to help others find their strengths and deal with their own trauma, said Trellis after reading Faith's story. However, speaking out does have its risks. For example, a relentless and dangerous stalker from Faith's past recently attempted to contact her on social media. When she ignored and finally blocked him, he retaliated by creating fake social media accounts using photos of an adult film star who resembled her, then tried to bait her friends into accepting friend requests, exposing them to vile content. Cyberbullying, another kind of abuse, has become a common problem, Faith says. Yes, it has, and in fact, that is something that is very high on my list of things that really are devastating. When I see these kids everywhere with accounts specifically made to bully them and just to tear them down, it's really devastating, and I really am frustrated about that. But the reason I bring that up is in opening myself up with this public campaign, whatever it ends up being, it invites obviously everyone. So as much as I know and believe it's going to help a lot of people, I know it's going to attract some really wackadoodle nutcases like this character was, and people like him. So just be aware if you see something really ridiculous, or like this Joker does. He found some, I don't know, trolling or whatever. He went and found some person that resembles me and is just talking all kinds of nonsense. But if you see things like that about me or about other people posting anything mean, negative, mean-spirited, anything like that, you will be immediately blocked and deleted. And I encourage everybody to report them yourself, because this is, like I said, this is a safe place, and I hope that together we can really make a meaningful dent in this epidemic that happens every year. And if you want to know more about how I feel about this, then you can refer to my original Holiday Orphan video, which is also rambles on and on, but I go into greater detail about things that I did not readdress here. So Hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and if you don't, reach out, and if you have the ability, please reach out to others. Thank you.